Hi, this is GMAC for the Racer Company, and today's shave will be focused on value and also with conserving space when it comes to your shaving software. A lot of times we are tempted by either reviews or by advertisements that, when there's a new soap released and everyone's raving about it and you want to go out and pick up a container of it, which could be 4 ounces, it could be 5 ounces, or it could be, a little over 6, which is the case with most Master Soap Creation soaps, or even the collaborations that they do with TRC. If you know that that is the soap that you want, that you really like it, then it makes sense. But if you don't, sometimes you might pick up a tub of a soap that has an ingredient in it that doesn't agree with you. You could be allergic to it. I have a few friends who are allergic to cinnamon or clove, oils being there in their soaps. I have a few friends who are allergic to lanolin. Some are allergic to some ingredient to the other. Tussa silk. I mean, there are people who are allergic to that as well. So sometimes you pick up a soap and then you realize that your skin breaks out. You get a reaction, a bit of a rash, or sometimes you just don't like the fragrance, or maybe you don't like the base or the way that, it lathers up. So the best thing to do in that case is to be sure of the soap that you're buying. Now, in my case, I'll give you a shining example. Light Blue, Master Soap Creations. This is a soap that I absolutely love. It is a homage or a tribute to Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue for Men. I love that fragrance. I love Master Soap Creations, and I love the collabs that TRC does. So I was sure of this. I was very sure. It's a big pour. Even now, I just love to take a whiff of it. This is one of my favorite ever soaps. So this is a keeper. It's a soap that I want to use again and again, and I want to make it stretch so that it lasts for a long time. Now, the best way to go about it is actually, to try out a soap through samples. And the Racer Company is really the place to get these samples. They have a bounty of them. And I'm not saying it because that's how I started off with samples, getting them from TRC. Let me show you a few of them. Alien. Dylan Blue, which is the Master Soap Creations and TRC collaboration. Then let's go with Leather Tobacco from Azarov, Gentleman's Nod. Let me show you what it looks like inside. So I've already used a scoop from there. For that matter, Sovereignty from Heritage Hill. Lodrino, Spring Water. These are all samples, 1/4 of an ounce. Cella. I had never tried Cella and I did not want to get a big tub, even though it's not expensive. And sometimes you might get samples that aren't necessarily available, in tubs at that point of time. They may be sold out. So Barrister and Man, Fougère Angélique, which is the opposite of Fougère Gothique. It's like heaven and hell. And one of my favorites, Zingari Man Royal. I love Zingari Man. I love their soaps. But before buying them, I really want to make sure that I want the tub so that it can last. I absolutely love this soap. And this is what it looks like. You can probably pull about 5 or 6 shaves from it, depending on how wisely you use it. So samples are the way to go. And I believe that once you know that you've dialed it in and you know that this is the soap for me, then you can go out and buy the tub. I've done that with a few Barrister and Man, a few Zingari Man, and of course Mr. Fine as well. So try the soap out first if you can. Of course, in certain cases, there might not be samples available, but if a friend has it, why not just borrow a little bit from him, trade with him, give him a little bit of your shaving soap that he hasn't used before. I do that all the time. So for today's shave, I wanted to choose something that was really, really special. I do love the fragrance that is Creed Aventus and Mr. Fine Platinum, which is supposed to be the dupe of that. So I'm going to be using this. It's got a spicy kind of spicy pineapple note that sits over oak moss. I've already used it once, so after the second use, this is what's left inside. Probably use it for another 3 times at the max. But Mr. Fine, so let's get ahead with this sample. I had never used Mr. Fine soaps before, and the first time that I picked it up, it was such a wonderful soap. I loved it so much, and that's when I went out, and then I knew the fragrance that I wanted, and I picked up a tub. So let's tell you a little bit about Mr. Fine. Mr. Fine, of course, was started by Todd Cerami, who's a wet shaver, an enthusiast. He discovered the benefits of DE shaving around 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when he started experimenting and trying out, different formulas to create an aftershave splash, which resulted in the fine classic aftershave splash. Soon after that, of course, he went ahead and started a company, which was Mr. Fine. And since then, of course, he's had a number of shaving products, about 3 or 4 razors. I do love what he does because his soaps are one of the best soaps that I've ever used, and that's period. Let's see what the soap contains. It has water, stearic acid, coconut oil, castor oil, potassium hydroxide, mango seed butter, tallow acid, argan kernel oil, jojoba oil, sodium hydroxide, potassium carbonate, limonene, and linalool. So very, very simple. So thank you, Todd Cerami, for that. Let's go through the other shaving gear. I'm going with my timeless TR bowl. I'm going with my Boti brush, which is the G5 synthetic. And for the shave today, I'm going to be using the Colonial General Razor. That's the one, yeah. That was actually thanks to my friend. It's an AC blade razor, and I absolutely love it. So the Colonial General, the blade that I'm using is the Feather Professional blade. It's an Artist Club series blade. So let's get straight ahead with the shave itself. I've already started lathering up because I wanted to, well, just save a bit of time, but I've gone ahead and spoken a lot. So let's lather up and get straight into the shave itself. And yeah, so samples. Go ahead and, look it up on TRC, see all the samples that are available, and you'll find that there is really a treasure, lying there in waiting. And that's the way that I discovered how to not only just, sample different products, but also to save a bit of money by spending on the ones that I really wanted. So let's lather up. While I go through the shave also, let me tell you that Mr. Fine soaps are some of the best soaps that I've ever used. And it's just in the formula. They're simple. There's nothing fancy in it. You don't have like 346. Where did I get that number? You don't have like a ton of ingredients in there. It's just, simple ingredients. The fragrance, even though it tends to be fairly strong, it's never really something that will give you fragrance burn. I don't know how he does it, but he just gets it right. Some formulas just work like that. And the aftershave splashes are absolutely gorgeous. So, you might want to get yourself some of those. All available at TRC. Is this an exact, dupe of Creed Aventus? I don't think so. Is it close? Yes, it is. Very close, actually. But that's the good thing about, the Fine Accoutrements, pronounced according to Todd Cerami as Accoutrements. But the fragrance is always very, very, it's not overpowering, it's not overwhelming, but it's there. It's fairly strong. But I absolutely love these soaps. I love the way they lather up. I love the way they work. And let's get to our first pass. Well, it's always going to be easy with an Artist Club, razor. But the Colonial General, definitely one of my all-time favorite razors. I absolutely love the way it works. I'm just going to have to clear these samples out, so apologies for the noise. And let's go with the first pass. I do remember when the Colonial General first came out in brass, and everyone was going gaga over it. And then soon, of course, they came out with version 2, and that's the one that I have. I have the Colonial General version 2. It's a very, very smooth razor. I'm always saying this, sometimes you use AC blade razors, that's Artist Club, and then you wonder, what's the big fuss about DE razors? But then DE razors are in adventure as well. The good thing about, Artist Club razors is they work beautifully because, well, the width of the blade just covers a lot more area. So getting back to talking about samples, there was a period of time when, I wanted to try out Zaharoff, Gentleman's Nod, Leather, Tobacco. And I realized that, the cost of the soap, it does cost, it's not that it's expensive or cheap, but it does cost. It doesn't hurt to shell out, just a few dollars to try out a sample, but to try out a full tub, and then if you don't like it, it's really not just a waste of money, but it's also very disappointing. Kills the excitement of the shade. All the big collaborations that TRC does with the soap makers, you do get those as well in the samples, but you just got to make sure that you get it early because people just grab them. So you want to make sure that you don't lose out on that opportunity. So whenever there's a new release, check and see if there are samples. This is a wonderful soap to use. It's very refreshing. If you like oak moss, you like, that light pineapple note, it's there. I'm not even going to call it a spicy pineapple note. It isn't. It's just a very nice, pleasant pineapple note. And that's the first pass done. Let's do a quick rinse and get on to the second pass. Apologies, I've got to move away from the lens every time I've got to, bend down. That's a stunning shave, isn't it? Oh, that's a great first pass. So let's get on to the second pass. So go get yourself some samples. Go look it up. You'll find everything, on the TRC website. Ariana and Evans, Mr. Fine. You will find Barrister and Man. Especially Barrister and Man, all the new releases normally come out. It's quite exciting to, try them out. Sometimes there are soaps that are so good that they smell so good that you want to keep going at them. And I've always found that soaps that have more or less a subtle fragrance or something that's mid-level and not very strong, they work well for me. And that, I mean, I don't really get any fragrance burn as such, but they just work better for me. At the same time, some people swear by, vegan soaps. Phoenix Artist Accoutrements have, well, non-tallow soaps. Then you have, well, Hendrix Classics and Company. And both these companies that I just mentioned, fantastic. Unfortunately, you don't always get samples with them, but in most of the other companies you will. So that really works well. So here we go. Let's get straight ahead with our second pass. I forgot the upper lip. How could I do that? There's another thing that I do want to say. If you want to make your soaps last, and especially with samples, you don't want to load from the container. I mean, let's just get a quick look at this and see. How do you load from this? It's, with your brush size, it's kind of impossible. So what I would suggest you do is just scoop out a little bit, smear it on the bottom of your lather bowl. And what I did today was very simple. Sometimes when you do that, and you start whipping up a lather with your brush, you will notice often that there are a little bit of soap pieces left. So the easiest thing to do is I just dropped a little bit of warm water inside, maybe about a tablespoon, and I let it sit for about 15 minutes, and that was it. And it was all gone, all dissolved when I started working up a lather. So let it bloom, cover it if you don't want the fragrance to, kind of mellow down. Second pass. If you've never experienced an Artist Club series razor, go and buy yourself one. They really work beautifully. You can get these blades at the razor company too, the Feather Professionals. You can get Artist Club series razors. You can even get chevettes. And another really good thing about samples is sometimes you might just, pull out 4 or 5 shaves from it, but after 2 shaves, you might have a friend you want to give it to so that he can try it out. I do that with some of my mates because it just becomes easier, and they do the same when they get samples, kind of, It's not really a trade, but it's just something so that, each of us can experience it, figure out what it's like. I mean, take it from me, and I'm saying this through experience. There are times you buy so many soaps and then you're stuck with so much and you don't know what to do with it. And don't forget, if you have a spouse that is not fond of your shaving habit, that's going to be another story. Oh, that's such a nice shave. Really, really enjoying myself. I don't even know what the handle is. The head is a Colonial General 2, but it was given to me by my friend Greg. We'll figure out from him what handle it is. It's really nice if you look at it. Yeah. Kind of space age. This does have a lot of audio feedback. But I just wanted to clean up all the stubble today. There's another plus point to, of course, using samples is the fact that, well, besides saving money, it helps you save money to buy more razors if you're like me, which sometimes could be even greater value. You can also get aftershave splash samples. That also works. Because if you go on some of the buy and sell columns, and you will notice that sometimes people sell sets, like maybe a Barrister and Man set of the shaving soap, the aftershave splash, and then the eau de toilette, or the cologne. And then you try and figure out as to, selling a whole set when you've just probably used a scoop or two of the soap just doesn't make sense. There we are done with our second pass. A quick cleanup and I'll be back with you. And that was a very, very good shave. Really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely clean. The fine Accoutrements shaving soap leaves your skin feeling good. Doesn't leave it like it's moisturized. It's almost like it's pre-moisturized and everything's absorbed. But very, very nice. I'm going to do a quick rub with the alum and then the aftershave splash. No sting at all, and that's what happens with most AC or Artist Club blade razors. Rarely do you get a sting. I just got a little bit around here because I went over that spot a couple of times, but wonderful shave, wonderful shave. So let me very quickly recap the shave itself for you. For today's shave, we were focusing very, very purely or solely, I should say, on shaving soap samples. And for my shave today, I use the Mr. Fine Platinum sample. Absolutely love it. It's one of the nicest soaps I have used. Very pleasant fragrance. If you like Creed Aventus, go out and get it. The razor for today was the Colonial General. That's the Artist Club Colonial General. Let me recap that for you. Version 2, V2, that's what it was. The blades for today were the Feather Professional blades. They come like this. Absolutely love them. Beautiful blades. I used my Timeless TRC bowl and the Boti brush. I love the color of this brush, which is why I often tend to use it, but it's a G5 synthetic knot. And let's get straight ahead with our aftershave splash. Always remember to, get the alum residue off your face. Otherwise, you probably go around with a bit of a white face afterwards, or as if, there's a little bit of powder on it. For the aftershave splash today, Old Spice Original Aftershave Lotion. Let's keep it nice and simple. This one is mentholated because I've spiked it with a ton of menthol crystals. So that was a superb shave. I absolutely enjoyed that. So once again, today's focus was shaving soap samples. Go out and get yourself whatever samples you can. The Razor Company is a great spot for them because they have a ton of them available. Let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about once again. So there you have it. You can buy yourself as many samples as you want, stock up with them, take your time and figure out which is the soap that you want. If it's a limited edition, then get the sample first, try that out first so that you can get the tub before it sells out. It's time for me, G-Mac, to shut shop and ship out of here, and on behalf of the Razor Company to say bye-bye for now, but catch you again real soon with another shave. Till then, happy shaves.